VM, it's not building. I'm getting error.
Which
In Azure portal.
Azure portal. Okay. So can you give me a glance of that issue?
Yeah,
What is
I try to install everything. I run the Java. I install Java, and while creating a VM, and also almost done. At the end of the process, while I'm trying to build it, it's not happening there. I don't know, or maybe some. Did I miss anything? That's what I don't know. What did I miss?
it's very hard to predict. See, there are two things that you're saying. You're saying VM is not provisioned, then you're saying installation is happening. So
Yes.
I'm assuming that you're running your installations on a VM and you're trying to create a image out of it. Is my understanding right?
Sorry?
Okay, do one thing. Better you share your screen.
Yeah. Give me 2 minutes. I need to set up. Just a minute.
In the meanwhile, participants, what is the status of your Terraform participants? Did you get a chance to practice Terraform? Did you provision
Kumar,
resource group?
sorry to interrupt you. Host disabled participant screen sharing. It's good.
Okay.
Let me know once you can see my screen.
Yes, I can.
Uh, or where will I get that building process?
Building process. You are asking about Jenkins?
Yes. While we the step I'm telling is we'll start to build the first. We'll initiate the building process.
Okay.
I'm telling up.
So let me understand. Go to that IP address 20.51.191.198. That IP address. Copy that IP address.
Okay.
And browse that address. Open other tab. Control T. Port 8080.
Sorry.
Check it out. Yeah, it's working, right?
Yes.
So were you facing issue here? Was the issue here?
I'm not facing issue here. When I try to yesterday, just give me a moment. I'm thinking about it. That's why I told you I'll share it in the end of the process.
Okay, no worries then.
Yeah, we'll figure it out and let you know by the end of the session, and then we can discuss about that. Thank you, Kumar.
No worries, no worries. Okay, so participants, I'm assuming that you know the agenda that we are currently focusing on the Terraform aspect, and I am assuming that you guys might have practiced the Terraform provisioning into your account. For that, you should have provisioned a resource group into your account by using Terraform. Now, we will start using Terraform to the actual purpose. The actual purpose is in your system, in our system, in our project, what we are aiming is we are aiming to go ahead and launch a virtual machine. So what is my plan? Where exactly I want to use Terraform is this. Now I will make Terraform to work for me. Terraform is going to be working for me where I'm going to provision my VMs. Now, participants, while provisioning the VM, the reference that I'll give you is asking Terraform to go ahead and use my Packer image which I've built. So when I'm provisioning Terraform, or when I use Terraform to provision my resources, I'm going to be very sure that Terraform should use Packer image, integrate it. Otherwise, what is the use of Packer? Packer, we have made Packer to build a image into Azure. What we are trying to do after that, after the image is built, we are now automating the infrastructure. Automating the infrastructure into Azure cloud by provisioning server or servers. When it comes to server or servers, the base image is now going to be Packer image. This is what I'm going to do using Terraform now. So participants, for this, we need first thing is to connect to the server where we can run our Terraform commands. So I hope by now you are comfortable in connecting to the servers. I'm doing an SSH into that machine, azkp.pem. I'm using my terminal on Visual Studio. I'm connecting to my machine via SSH. I'm into my machine, cloud machine. Now it's time for me to go ahead and write my Terraform code, switch to root mode. Hacker code is available. Terraform code is available. So let's go to Terraform code. And this was a code that I've written yesterday for creating a resource group. It was purely for a resource group. So I'm going to remove this. And I want to start with the actual plan. The actual plan is to have VMs into my account using Terraform. Into that VM image I want to use is Packer image. So participants, pay a little more attention to what I'm trying to do. First thing, what I said yesterday, I'll repeat it today. If you want to make Terraform practically possible and easier for you to understand, first have a clear vision about what you want to create. I want to create a VM. For a VM, I hope you guys are aware, to be created, there are dependencies for a VM, like a VM, disk, network security group. If you want, go ahead and check it out. For a virtual machine, there are plenty of things that a VM will have. So try to visualize what you want to go ahead and create. What is that VM should look like? So if you hit your resource group, you'll find for your VM the following things. Wherever you see master, it's a disk that you have to keep in mind. The NIC card is required. Network security group is required. An IP address is required. The VM, actual VM, network is required. A security group. So these are the essential things that you will be getting to see as part of a VM that you provision. For a VM that you provision, these are the essential things like VNet, So these are the major things that you get to see. So try remembering. If you can remember, it's good. Even if you don't remember, it's okay. But these are essentially which are going to be part of your VM that you provision. So network is required. A machine will be provisioned with the public IP, network security group, NIC card and disk, an image from which machine will be launched. So these are some essential tools for you to launch your VM, that too using Terraform. So how to start your Terraform journey? Reach out to terraform.io page, first thing. And remember, participants, as I mentioned, always have a clear picture of what you create. So the next step is go to the registry, because registry is collection of all the resources what you want to do. So what I want to do in this current scenario, I am very clear with my scenario. The scenario is on Azure. I want to go to Azure. Into Azure, very, very specific. I want to go ahead and hit Azure Cloud. Into Azure Cloud, I want to go ahead and create what? I want to go ahead and create a VM. That is where you get to see something called documentation. The next step is documentation. Azure RM documentation is the place where you will find Azure related services and the resources for provisioning. So let's come into Azure and be clear that I want to go ahead and create a virtual machine. I want to create a virtual machine. Type in clearly the virtual machine. So it will give you resources. So participants, by now, I hope you can connect with me that the resource is part of compute. So in compute, you will find Azure Linux machine. So this is the one which I'm looking for. First one, Azure RM underscore Linux underscore virtual underscore machine. That is basically the machine that I'm looking for. So I'm trying to create a Linux machine because we have been provisioning using VirtualBox. We have provisioned. If you go back to localhost, we have used Vagrant, but now in cloud, we are using Terraform. So Terraform Linux machine we were creating. So manages a Linux virtual machine. So start to scroll down and let's figure out the code. See that, participant, the code is available. All you need to do is copy this code. Start copying this code. And participants, nowhere you have to remember this code. No one will ask you to remember this code, not required at all. It's that you will change the code according to your need. You will make the changes according to your need. Okay, let me go ahead and create a new file here. And I will go ahead and give the name of the file as main. Let me just go ahead and give a folder called what do you call it as tf-templates. So let me just go ahead and save these files, participants. Add a folder to workspace on my desktop, tf-templates. Yeah, tf-templates. So I will save this file as my main.tf in this folder. In this folder. It's a Terraform file. Okay, now terraform.tf file is created. Now participants, pay a little more attention to every line that I'll put for you. So participants, Terraform code, as I mentioned yesterday also, it's not a programming language that you have to understand. even if you are not a programmer, even if you are coming from a non-IT background, you can still work with Terraform. Terraform is that simple. Because you have noticed, what did I do? I just copied and pasted the code. That's all. Now, I'm going to do the same thing for you guys. Now, I'm going to go ahead and copy this main.tf. I'm going to create. In Linux, we use nano madf main.tf. I just copy and paste it. That's all. Control F. It's done. Same thing. I just copied it and pasted here. Now tell me, participants, what are the Terraform commands should I apply here? What are the Terraform commands?
Terraform plan.
Terraform. Instead of spending time on plan, can I just
Format.
directly apply?
Yeah, okay.
I'll directly apply. Now, participants, what are your expectations from Terraform? What are you expecting from Terraform?
This subscription ID error, I think.
Okay, so it is giving me some error at line number 44. In this machine, there should be a file id underscore rsa. There is no such file. So let's remember the path cd.ssh folder cd.ssh folder, do an ls. Yeah, right now there is no such key. That is why it is failing. No problem. What is that key? Key means a key that you are trying to use for your SSH purpose. Just participants, what you do, you go ahead and generate this key by running the command called ssh-keygen. Generally, it is going to be there. If it is not there, you can generate a key just by typing ssh-keygen. Or if you want to be very sure about it, go to once again Terraform. If you run it, you will get the same output saying that the key is not up. One simple solution is ssh-key-gen. One line, one command. What is this key? It will generate a new key in your location. It will ask you the location. Yes, I want to generate in that location. Just enter. Enter. The key is created. So now, participants, the key is available in that location. Now we should not get that error. Now we will start running the Terraform. So it says insufficient features block. One feature block is required. One feature block is required. What is that it is telling you is feature block in the sense when you're using cloud provider, you have to go ahead and add this feature block. I think this is ARM. Give me 1 minute. There should be something called feature that let's go back to overview. Yes, features. There should be one feature block to be available, which was missing. I'm going to add it right now. Because it is not able to understand which feature that you are referring. Yeah. These are some standards, guys. So don't worry if you're not getting it. These are some standards, so we have to maintain it. And configuration of this one feature. Features. Even if you leave it empty, no problem. So just make sure that this added there. Terraform. Now it's so Terraform says initialize it. See, it is saying you need to initialize it and upgrade it because it does not match 3.0.2. Okay, the latest version I have to use 3.0.2, the latest version. It's telling you that you are trying to use a old version, try to upgrade it. So this is 3.0.2. Now do one thing. If it is very confusing to write also, you may just go ahead and drop this one. There's no harm. You need to go ahead and mention it here. If it is asking, I'll add it. Terraform, apply the changes. This time I'm expecting great progress. First, understand what I'm trying to achieve. I'm trying to achieve the provisioning of infrastructure into Azure cloud using Terraform. Okay, now participants, looks like Terraform has been successfully working and it worked out by creating 5 resources where it has created in my account. So let's go ahead and check in my account. So let's check by resource group instead of checking by resources. Let's do a refresh. We should see example hyphen resource. Okay, example hyphen resources. There's a resource group. That is the name of the resource group. This is a virtual machine. You guys can see there's a virtual machine. Example machine disk. There's a disk. Example hyphen network. There's a virtual network. Example hyphen NIC. There is a network interface. Everyone, is this clear enough, participants? Participants, are we good?
Yes, Kumar.
Now, you see, without even writing a single line of code, I did not write even a single line. I just made few changes into my code. I added feature block, that's all. And it was asking me to go ahead and keep a key ready. I kept my key ready. That's all. Everything is being provisioned using the code. Companies will expect that tomorrow, if you're joining them, they'll be very happy to hire you if you have skill, if you have experience involving Terraform. Now you understood. See, this 70 lines of code is already written there. What is there for you to do? There's nothing for you to there. There's nothing for you to add. So tomorrow, the same example I've said yesterday, right? If I have been involved in writing or managing 70 lines of code, if a new employee replaces me, if I get move out of the company, if that company is bringing another employee into the picture. So another employee will look at this code. Okay, Kumar has provisioned a resource group in West Europe with the name of example. He created a virtual network with the name of example. He created a subnet with the name of example. He has given a NIC card. He has given a virtual machine. He has been creating servers and he's managing it. That's all. One 5 to 10 minutes of this code reading, will come to know what all the resources that are created by Terraform. Is this clear now, participants? Hello?
Yes, Kumar.
Any questions from your end, participants? Do you have any questions for me?
Kumar and Packer also doing the same process.
Just visualize what Packer has done. Then you will get the answer. Okay,
Okay.
no worries. I'll answer that question also. But think what Packer has given you by the end of the day. What Packer has given us?
Packer is creating the image of the virtual machine.
What is Terraform doing?
Terraform will doing the everything in bundle, right?
Correct. So if you look at line number 45, line number 65, can you see the line number 65 here?
Yes. Source
Line number 65, what it is using?
image.
Image. So here, instead of using this image, now I will replace this image with my Packer image. Did you get the logic? That means
Yes, yes.
Packer is giving me an image. Terraform is using that image and build my resources like resource group, network, subnet, example route, Linux machine. Hope the reference is clear.
Yes, Kumar, I got it. Thanks, Kumar.
Welcome. So participants, what are we awaiting for? We are now awaiting to integrate our Azure Terraform code with Packer code. So what I want to do is I want to go ahead and first destroy this. Then I will write a net new code. Now the net new code I want to write is, I don't want to use this image reference. I want to go ahead and use my Packer image reference. So for that, let me go ahead and look for the code. How can I integrate that? Let me just go ahead and same process. Go and look for Azure virtual machine. Same thing what we have done. Azure virtual machine. That is the Linux machine, Azure Linux machine. Azure Linux machine. In that, what I want to do, instead of using just new plain image for this source, I want to use Packer. So how can I pass Packer information? Let's go and learn about it. So here you will give all the details one after the other. Admin key, allow extension, capacity, computer name, dedicated host, trade-off, edge location. You don't need to remember any of these. Just if you want to make a change, go ahead and change source image ID. So here is something that I should be looking in because you are connecting. So let's learn about it. What is the ID of the image which is the virtual machine should be created from? So I need to go ahead and get the ID of the image which this virtual machine should be created from. That means when you are creating your Terraform VM, you should pass the ID. Changing this forces a new resource to be created. Possible IDs include image ID, shared image ID, computer gallery image, community gallery image, or you can go ahead and give a reference of the source image. Source image should be given as a reference. So source underscore image underscore reference. So source image reference have to be given, either one of it, source image ID or source image reference have to be given into this. So what I'll do, participants, is that I will go ahead and look for Packer image. Where is my Packer image? I have my Packer image. I will go ahead and look for my images. Because Packer is given now, the image is given here. See, Packer reference. So this is the image that I want to use into my Terraform. This is the image that I want to go ahead and use into my Terraform code. I will give the reference of this image. Okay. Now let's go ahead and give the reference of image into this. So source image reference, I will remove this one. Now source image reference is empty. Source image reference is equal to, I should go ahead and pass source underscore image underscore reference, or images. Let's go ahead and search for images, Azure images, because we are passing image reference. So this is how image reference have to be passed. So this is Azure image reference. Not a shared image, it's and here it is. I think this should be fitting my requirement. Here is saying use this data source to access information about an existing image. Yes. Add up here. So data underscore resource underscore image search is equal to, what is the name of that image I'm searching for? My hacker images, because I given a name called in my account, the name as my hacker images. Yes, it is meeting that. What is the resource group for this? The resource group is RG2. RG2. And the image ID is equal to, image ID is equal to data dot whatever I'm trying to do a search this image, search of it, or you can just do a copy and paste it, no worries into this. Image ID equal to this one. So participants, with this, okay, everyone, are we good now? How did I go ahead and provision the resource now? I provision the resource using the source reference that I want to go ahead and use hacker image. So what it will do, it will go ahead and look for an image. What image it should use? It should use data dot image rm underscore image search. It will do a search ID. What it will search? By the name it will search my package. So now let's expect this is gonna be working. So let me just go ahead and clear the screen. Now I'll go to my Linux machine and let me go ahead and edit my, first I'll remove this all files. Nano main.tf. New file I'll write everything new, entry, and double checking everything. 3.0.2. Okay. I'm really excited, guys. Now let's see how the efforts will come. Participants, don't expect that you will write Terraform today itself. This is because years of practice for me. It took 8 years for me to do this kind of Terraform. I'm working from 8 years with Terraform. So don't worry. What you do is you take the code from me, you practice that code. Over a period of time, you will also get the experience. So what I am trying to do now is I'm trying to go ahead and run through Terraform. So Terraform, can you go ahead and apply the changes? Because this time I am giving you to use my Packer image. So it said, Kumar, I'm kind of giving you up. I don't see the offer required. I don't see anything from your side. It is giving me an error, and not error, good number of errors. Version is required, offer is required. So let's do one thing. Let's change this way of referencing to image underscore reference, right? Source underscore image, right? In the Terraform is already said, if you want to pass images, you can pass underscore image under Linux machines, he said. Linux underscore virtual underscore machines, when you were creating, it clearly said you can use either source ID or source underscore name. Image underscore, here it is. See, he said you can use source underscore image ID underscore or the reference. So this time let's use this one then. The source underscore image ID underscore ID as a reference. So this time this will become easy way to handle this. So I'll go ahead and say, hey, I want to make a little change because this is not accepting what I want. So instead of source reference, referring that, I will go ahead and give you an image ID. Instead of reference, I give you ID. So this one now is going to be a change. So let's go ahead and rerun the command one more time. So it says, did you mean to define source underscore image underscore ID? If so, use equal signs to assign a value. Oh, fine. Now I understood my mistake. Source underscore ID is equal to, you don't need to mention this one. It is saying image ID is equal to, you can pass this by passing equal values. Cool. Thank you. Same thing I'll do here. You don't need to pass this one. Double equal to, So little challenge. The challenge is it was trying to create everything as expected, but the example machine, resource group, you have provisioned somewhere in West Europe, which the image is available. The image, where the image is available, participants?
East US.
Awesome. Yeah, East US it is available. So how it will go and pull an image from that? So better to go and create the location instead of West Europe, go ahead and make it as East US. So see, I know the code, but I'm trying to do with the failure. When there is a failure, how I'm making the change. This is what I want you to learn from me, people. East US, East US, East US. It might take another 1 second. Now, participants, did you see? It is telling to change everything from West Europe to East US. Okay. So do not worry because it will take time. So let's do one thing. Let's destroy everything. Start from scratch one more time. It's taking time. So let's do one thing. Since we have changed everything, let's destroy this. Start that we are starting from East US. Why did I do this participant? Because it is telling, please try after 180 seconds. Why should I do that? Let's destroy everything and start from scratch. 180 seconds means for 3 minutes I should wait. Why should I wait for it? Let me destroy everything, start from scratch. Ultimately, we have to create a resource, right? So it is destroying the resources. Let me rerun the application one more time. So finally, guys, we were able to provision the resource after this long effort. Let's go back to the resource group and let's look at the example resources, which are Terraform resources, VM provision, VM is provision, participants. So you can even add a public IP if you want to add. I think public IP is still not added. Did I not add any NIC card for this source group? Example resources. Okay, the machine is not added with the public IP. We should accept it. We didn't add any public IP. But let me demonstrate to you the other way, people. Give me 1 second. Let me go ahead and ask the machine. Machine, are you running Tomcat application? Yeah, it doesn't have any security group. So participants, there is something that we can add. We can, because we are not adding, we haven't added any security groups here also. See, did you notice that case? We didn't add any network security groups. Yeah, we have to accept it. We just picked up the NIC card, but no, it is only internal IP address, like private IP address we have given, private IP address only, no public IP. So we can assign a public IP. After assigning a public IP, I can go ahead and give the ports, network security groups also I can add. So from there, I can go ahead and resolve the Apache server application. Okay, so participants, what I will do, I will destroy the resource. I will give you the better code by tomorrow, because the code needs to be little added with NIC, because NIC card should be having a public IP, as well as the other resources that I should include are also added, which I will take it for tomorrow. Is that okay, participants? Are we good?
Yes, Kumar.
Yes, Kumar.
Okay, so better code I'll give you. This is something which is good. 90% is good. Few more pending additions are to be added are. One is NIC card I'll add and security groups, and I'll share with you. Okay.
Okay.
Thank you, participants.
Kumar,